We're gonna go over product sampling process from design. There's a ton of back and forth, especially if it's stuff overseas, which a lot of the stuff is. As we design it here, we cannot get it made domestically. So we're gonna go over some bags, some pants, some shorts. Probably the best place to start is in my office. Then I can show you some of the CAD files and tech packs. Check these out. I've been trying to design a sandal slide outside the Great PNW. It's a little different brand. So we have V1, wanted to change the straps up so you can see. So we had Mike tear one of them apart. We pulled the straps. Our belts are just like, it's such a good material. Like the perfect amount of stretch. I'm like, that's what we need for the straps. Since we can sew next door, we have those machines. Figuring out this side has to be a little longer. So we just kind of down and dirty did one, and then this one pretty dialed. So we knew we needed a higher arch footbed. So yeah, working with the manufacturer, we'll get that dialed. V3 would be kind of coming out from overseas, and we're changing the footbed and then the bottom too. So totally separate project, but does pertain to what we're talking about because it's a lot of sampling, a lot of back and forth, a lot of testing. We have sample stuff like all over here, Carlos, so it's going to be like here, you can see like this is like the PO for the bags that we're going to show you some of the samples of. Like this is like some fleece. These are like a must. This quarter zip, this comes out, time this comes out maybe like 2-3 weeks. The only way to measure properly, you know, around your wrist, you have to have one of these fabric rulers. So we have a few of these just lying around because we need them all the time. So this is one of the kind of heavier weight fleece. Like this is all of our color options. This is what we choose from for one style garment. Let's hop on the computer and let me show you some of these tech packs. Dude, I am my desk right now. I'm actually embarrassed. But well, one thing, this is like, you have to have Pantone cards. We're constantly matching Pantones, constantly have a ruler here. Shout out Dan and the team over at Lincoln. Pretty appropriate, never not working, constantly. Rainier, bolo tie, cufflinks, ring. You know how many people are gonna get married in that? Little sneak peek. That's all you get. Boom. We'll go specifically the tech packs for the bag samples, jacket samples and stuff. They're very similar, but basically you have to call out every single, the dimensions, what type of label, what the cord is, what type of zipper, and then real specifically the color code and the type of fabric, and then examples from stuff. Usually we reference another design that we've already made. So you can see here, these are all drawn in Illustrator. We call it every little piece. And then same thing. So we did some cereal duffel bags. So we've done this cereal duffel bag before. We're bringing it back and we're just adding a little bit more tech to it, a little bit more design. We've tweaked it a little bit. This is actually it's a gym specific, it's a weekend smaller bag. Our big Olympus duffel it's too big for like a gym bag. So we wanted to create something, bring this one back, totally revamped. So we'll show you some of that. But like here's calling out all the sizing, the type of straps. But you can see like this is July 24th of 2024. This bag comes out in a month. So that's how much back and forth, and you'll kind of see why it goes from sampling and processing, getting everything dialed. So what's the math on that? 7 months? That's a little longer than normal, but 6 months per bag is pretty normal. But we just had some issues redoing the zipper. But there's also like a testing period. So it's one thing to get the samples, like test like this pant. We started on this pant 18 months ago, but like now that this sample came, we have to test this sample for months before we can give any feedback. The sampling process, when you have to do another version until you get it out, and then you could usually get it either 100% or you get it so close that like you can go to full production with just making minor tweaks and you don't have to see the sample. Like I already know, like we're probably gonna go an inch longer on this pant on the bottom, and I'll show you some of the details of it because we have some other colorway samples, and usually with the samples we'll do different tweaks. Maybe there's embroidery in one and then there's a woven label on the next, so we can see what we like. Each time we get a sample, it's like months of testing because we have to use these products and make sure, okay, we switch the zipper. Let's use this thing over and over and over. So by the time the customer gets it, we've already worked out all the kinks. Same thing, tech pack, very straightforward. You will see we did 2 that are like flat materials and 2 that are prints, that are camo. And you'll see just some of the conversation we have to have with the manufacturers. So like a lot of the back and forth it's all over WhatsApp. China, I believe, is 16 hours difference. I have to, we're just gonna scroll through, like actually here's this bag. So they're showing me this bag, they're showing me the metal zipper that was changed for production. They like to do their due diligence of like just reassuring us. They show other photos of the bag. So this is all over WhatsApp. And like you'll see like these are some strap changes we made. and then they're just confirming. They'll say 35 to 41. So you're seeing them saying, okay, is this what you're calling out? Because the tech pack from our day pack, and we got the samples, which I'll show you. So those samples, the only thing we changed is the strap color, and we can go to production without ever seeing a new sample of the strap because we actually have physical straps here. You'll see what I mean. But yeah, so all the conversation. So you'll see this too. Like even these colors aren't super true because it's just a cell phone pic, and you'll see it. That's the conversation that we have with them. That's how most everything gets done. So that's where like my work day, it gets pretty hectic because of the time difference. When I'm at home, get home with like kids, family doing dinner, everybody in China, they're like needing approvals for stuff. That's why I have to put my phone aside, and then I have to hop back on because they want to start their day. They need to get stuff going. So that's like, okay, 8, 9 o'clock, start hammering at them, making changes, get that stuff going. And then I wake up typically about 5 a.m., sometimes earlier. Today I was in the office sadly at like, yeah, I'm not kidding, it was 2:30 a.m. Just so much to do, but they're still working. So that's a huge benefit of like working super early. Their day hasn't finished yet. So I'm able to catch up on some overseas stuff. So this is the second sample. So I've been using this as my gym bag, and you'll see, I'll show you, we have a gym downstairs, so we'll show you that. So here, we get these samples like you saw, like this bag, that tech pack got sent out in July, and the reason that is you'll see here, like this is our catalog that went out. So Zach photographed all these in the studio.
He's in timeout.
I think he's just scrolling Instagram. I don't think he's working.
That's what we do.
Definitely not working. He needs a mug that says definitely not working. But you'll see this, like the photo here is actually V1, like the print. You'll see, because we'll go downstairs, it's downstairs. So the print is like way smaller. And that was my fault because like I mocked it up and I sent the file, but I didn't call out. Usually what you'll do is you'll take a chunk of the overall print and you'll say this is 5 centimeters. So my mistake, and I should know better, was I didn't call that out. So they did what they thought was correct and they sent, it's just a scaled down version, but it does tile, so it totally works. But I was like, hey, that's not right. So then we had to get another version and we changed some more things in the midst. But like, so these are all samples. When we go like this shirt right here, like I'm so excited about our Apex tee. Starting in spring, we actually have a whole like basics line because we're realizing like not everybody wants a graphic tee every day. I want this to be like your favorite shirt. I want our shirts to be your favorite shirt to pick up, whether it's printed. So we're actually switching. All of our printing now is on a heavier weight shirt, but then we're developing a more elevated, it's called the Apex Tee Everyday Ripper. But then this is like, garment washed, oversized, we call it mineral washed, a few different names. But you can see like even this quarter zip that I'm wearing, so this is like our Canon line. It's super simple. It's just an awesome little woven label. We put that on these waffle knit thermals, and I'll show you, because we have the physical samples, Carlos, downstairs. I'll show you like this hoodie's awesome, and it's not just like any other hoodie. Super simple. You also see like these flannels. We actually had a year's worth of samples made, so we already had them all year long for all of our drops as we're releasing new colorways of flannels. Our Workman flannel has been doing so awesome, so we've really invested more colorways of that. So we actually took some of those on a photo shoot we're already doing in Montana. Cue the Montana footage.
If you prefer, top of the morning.
Let's go look at flannels. We get samples made from multiple manufacturing partners, but let's talk about this. So, and actually this one's just sitting here because this was supposed to be part of our spring line and we had the sample and we just forgot to shoot it. So we're just gonna move it down into the summer line. But this camo, and I don't know how it comes out on camera, but this camo took so much to get dialed, a lot of back and forth. Finally got it, and I think we nailed it. It's subtle, but not too subtle. Black on black. This is a hard one to pick up on film. So this comes out in April, but this is actually a remake of a vintage jacket that I was given as a gift from my buddy Jake, and I was like, oh, I love this vintage. So I even look at the vintage Rainier, and this one we just upgraded from what the kind of the beat up old jacket was with the the diamond stitch, the inner pocket. Like this thing is just, so this is what we had to go shoot at a bowling alley. I want to get to the bags, but let me show you some more headwear. So like all of this stuff, so we get two, the other stack is downstairs. We get 2 samples made of every product. So like just a sneak peek of like some of the Rainier stuff. Like this actually didn't make it. This one is not this one we end up changed the label. This wasn't really what we were going for, but we like the silhouette. We hit this kind of black on black foliage, the gold rope, and we wanted to keep kind of that moto look, but the actual production will have a little different label. You have to be able to see these in person when you say this felt background or the felt backing on there. It's got this cool side hit. Like this one's an interesting one. Like we really need a sample of, because you have screen printing for the lines, then you have flat embroidery across the top, and then 3D embroidery. Plus you have like sparkle gold. You know, you never know how that's going to come out. That's why we need to see. We just need to see these samples. Like this one, you're going to see this. This didn't even make it to the deck. We got this and we're like, nah, this isn't it. This is a one of two. There's another one, but this will never go to production. The color wasn't there. The graphic on screen, you know, looks one way, but a woven label, the ducks just like didn't. It didn't really work. So that's
ducking.
They weren't ducking, man. Duck this hat.
More ducking around.
So yeah, and like obviously these are just samples of stuff that comes out in the spring. Like this comes out in the spring. This one was super cool. Another one that has like a lot of dimensions. Like this is crazy. If you can even catch that, the shiny, like the plastic applique there, photos or tech packs won't do this justice. And we use these for the photo shoots. So we'll go out, take this before it ever goes to market, before the bulk run shows up, we will go take these on a photo shoot, and we have all the content before all the product arrives. That's also why we sample out. I do want to get to this stuff, but we have a lot to cover, so we'll just kind of move this way too. Okay, so as you can see, just buried is just another fabric ruler, because we need these. We're developing another golf glove, so I just grabbed last year's and worked from that. So that's the only reason that was there. Our new one's dope. The new one has like flames and stuff. So you saw the photos, you saw the tech pack, you saw the photos on WhatsApp, and then we get the physical samples, you know, and that's where, you know, if you look at WhatsApp and you're like, oh man, those are really bright. If you were to look at the photos, you'd be like, oh no. I don't know if that picks it up, but you can see like how bright that orange is. So we were like, oh dang, what the heck? But they showed up, the colors were correct, except the straps. We were like, oh, okay, we need to go a little darker with the straps. So you saw some of that communication on WhatsApp. So we had to go, I remember what we picked, but basically we use all these cards. We went with like a darker, yeah, it's the same color. We switched it to a different orange. Well, whatever color we switch it to. You basically, these are the actual strap colors. So then like, oh, let's go a little darker. So yeah, so Brody and I just picked out, we actually did new strap colors for all three, which is kind of rare. We just feel like they all need to be a little darker. But like, you can see the contrast in these things. These are cool little just day bags. Like these, we do a lot of these. These things are awesome. Might as well show off this. There's nothing new to show in this Olympus bag, but obviously
it keeps making its appearance in all these vlogs.
You know how much we love this thing. This bag had a lot of R&D. I mean, we've been filming this bag since the sample for when we went to, that was August. Yeah. So you first saw this in August when we went to Vegas. I was testing the sample. Yeah. So now I'm designing a backpack that's going to go with this, and then interior, like basically a big beefier version of this. This material, same print. So yeah. So this you can see why we did the cereal bag. Like this is our 57 liter. This is just, it's a big bag. So not a great everyday bag. So that's why. But this is like a drastically smaller bag, easier. It's not as stout of materials, so it's just a good small everyday gym bag. So yeah, over here we keep a lot of this, the samples that we're gonna shoot, or different versions like a V1, V2. These are back to back more than likely. This would be V1, this would be V2. I don't know if that is the case for these, but you can see, so we have all these flannels. So all of these, we basically have like a year's worth of colorways. So they're already here, we can already shoot them, we already get them in the catalogs to then have our sales rep go show the stores. And what's great is the stores already know the fit, they know the look. They're just seeing different prints and they're seeing them on bodies. We're picking these swatches from a card like this big, so when we see them, some of these, by the time we get it, maybe we don't actually want to use that color. So like this is kind of a Burberry-esque, like doesn't really feel on brand. It's cool. I think people would buy it, but I don't think this is on brand for us. So when we got it, it's like, okay, cool. But we'll probably never go to market with this. This one, yeah, probably will. This guy, like, it's awesome. You know, and they send 2 different sizes. Most things, like you'll see, I'll show you some pants later, but like medium, large, because we need different bodies to fill them and test them, make sure the fit's right. And it took, I will say, to get our fit and everything, collars, all these dialed for flannels, that was like a year-long process. Let's go downstairs, because I know I have more samples down there to show you. So I know I talked about the gym. So like, you guys want to see the gym? Here's the gym. This thing gets used pretty much every day. And that's.
I made it.
Honestly, I use these mirrors all the time. I use these mirrors all the time just to see how something's gonna fit. We have you can see it from multiple angles at one time, which is also kind of nice because actually look in the mirror, it's like, oh,
That's what I look
now
like.
we have like head to toe, hat, a t-shirt. It's like we're a real clothing company, Carlos. Did you get some reps in real quick?
Show them how it works.
So back here, also, I know it is kind of a mess back here. Right now we gotta do some spring cleaning here soon, but behind all this, obviously there's the mini ramp and stuff. But Zach did just shoot all of our Rainier headwear. So when I said we make two samples of each thing, it's because of like, you just always need a backup. Everything you see here is the same stuff we just saw upstairs. It's the exact same hats. So maybe one goes on models, one stays here. You'd be surprised how much this stuff walks off when somebody's like, oh, that's a cool hat, and it's just gone. It's literally happened where like both samples have been gone and we didn't even photograph. So we'll kind of put these two bags side by side. I'll show you. When I knew we were gonna film this, I just like left the entire office and warehouse how it was. So it was like, you can kind of see a real look of the chaos in it. So these were sitting here, and you'll see, we'll go upstairs and I'll show you some other samples, but we use different manufacturers for different products. Some actually make very similar products, but they're all given the same information. Like, here's the tech pack for this jacket. And sometimes we'll test like this came, and if you know the Rainier brand, orange, this, like we actually called out gold. This thing is like berry orange. So we know we have to change that color. We also test out some like distressing on here, which I thought would be cool, but it actually wasn't. So we have another version here that is, the color is closer. A denim is way too soft, not distressed, but they got the buttons right. So you can see here, the buttons are right. This, I actually called out embroidery. They screen printed it for some reason. Then we just make tweaks. It's like, okay, at least we got really damn close on sample number one. They did get the oversized fit right, which is good. This, they mostly got everything right. Like, this is a really awesome, thick, rugged denim. That's what we wanted. Here's some more samples. So here you can see also the different versions. And this, I think these two were aligners. We changed to a liner or something. I don't know what the difference was on these two, but I definitely know these two, you can see, if you look closely, that's not good. There's four. So these bags, so you can see the camo. It's the same camo, but it's also different. So this might be better. You can see, this material is also different than this material. This is a twill. This is more of a nylon. I'm not sure why they chose nylon when I called out twill, but more importantly was the sizing on the camo. Like, it needed to be bigger. So when I saw it scaled down like this, like that's not right. Okay, we need another version. The zipper pulls, they called out, like, these guys, I don't even know what you'd use a zipper pull for that small for. So we like doubled the size of it here.
Hold on.
It's a little guy. Yeah.
It's for baby fingers.
Yeah. It's funny because my buddy Rob saw this. He goes, well, what's up with the holes? And I think that's where we're like, design, you have to, everything is intentional. So with that, these holes are here and you think like, oh, something's gonna get wet. It's a gym bag. It allows it to breathe. This is an everyday thing. And you think like a gym bag, you're probably throwing your shaker bottle, maybe some snacks in there. So like crumbs and stuff that are in your bag, they just kind of shake out the bottom. So that's it. It's ventilation, so your crumbs get out of your bag. And we did the contrast. This one has a brown bottom here. And these, we went, obviously being in the Northwest, this cool kind of Mariners colorway. But then you have this like nod to the Kraken with the slight red hit. So that's this cereal bag. Very, very Northwest green. Hit it with the Hunter orange, with the double contrast here. Like I said, this is like a really simple bag. Oh, this is the change. So this bag might be hard to tell. Actually, let me turn on this light.
Oh, dang. Yeah, hold up a second.
I'm sorry, I probably should have turned that light on for us earlier, but now you can kind of see the details. So yeah, I forgot, we changed the pocket of this one, and you can see actually I cut into the layers because I was trying to see how much we can strip back from the bag to make it as lightweight but still functional as possible, because like with design, like less is more. always. And I thought, okay, just making sure there wasn't anything wasn't needed in here. You do need like kind of a water vapor shield, and this is just the liner. So we did need all these layers, but that was me just double checking. But they also, the pocket, we switched to this mesh pocket instead, because it's like this. It's like a gym bag you want to get stuff quickly. I wanted you to be able to see what was in the bag. So we switched it to this mesh one. So instead of that style pocket, we have this style pocket that just hangs in there. And then just if you want to put your shoes or something, there's just like a bungee mesh, which you may never even use. And if you don't, it doesn't matter because it's just like on the edge of the bag. So you can also see now with the lights on, just the shininess of like that nylon compared to the flat.
Yeah.
So now you can really see the difference between these two bags, you know. So this is what we went with. So like people love like the one-off stuff. So employees typically get that stuff, or they end up in a warehouse sale. And you can see all these socks. Like we even sample out and shoot all these socks. So for spring drop 2, we switch everything as it gets warmer to this like shorter crew sock. So it's a mid, super simple. We went thicker on the footbed, and overall just a little bit softer and stretchier material. I just want these to be like your go-to sock. It doesn't have to have some crazy design. It's just like the most comfortable sock. It functions well and you feel great. So again, like we have a pack, it's like kind of these Mariners colorways similar to the bag. Everything's in a 2-pack now. As far as other sample stuff, like you can see, like kind of saying, we took a bunch of stuff for our Montana shoot. These are out right now. These aren't necessarily samples, but we always pull product that's just used for photo shoots.
Busted, we're trying to fix things.
Oh no. Doing all right? Oh shit. I don't even want to know what. They're trying to fix things. So this is a big one. The team comes down. We're trying to fix things, and they grabbed a steamer, which I don't even know if that steamer
I don't think
works.
it does work. No.
Yeah. It might do that. We're trying to.
Did he like? He was cleaning pictures, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he accidentally put something that's permanent on there. He needs to steam it to get it off.
I think we have like one of ever I've been holding on to for years. Anyway, so yeah, these are all used for photo shoots. So we'll keep these and just use these for photo shoots. And then eventually like the models, they take them and stuff. But like all these flannels, like you'll see these come out like this next month. But we shot these, when was our Montana shoot? Like 2 months ago, probably? Yeah. At least? Yeah, about 2 months ago. So like you're talking 3 months before we ever released those photos and used them. These were made a long time ago. Oh, and I was telling you about the hoodies. Check this out. You can see why this is so different. This is an oversized, very much like the quarter zip, like this super fleece, but it's not just the hood. It's like the entire inside. So you have this durable face, your traditional hoodie, you know, the flat strings, and then a crazy comfortable inside. And again, just the simple label. And then we did the same thing. And again, we're missing one of the colorways because I think I took it up and wearing it. We have a blue, but like just this waffle knit thermal.
Yeah, like thermal style.
So like awesome. So we sample that out, shoot that stuff. I think there's something upstairs. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you the pants. So this pant, like I said, we've been developing. We made a big pivot about 6 months ago, mostly because like the materials. So we combined both pants I was developing, changed the material, and did a little tech on the string that I was already developing for a short. But now we're like getting damn close, man, and I cannot wait to release these. So let's go upstairs. I'll show you kind of development of how that pant has changed over the last like 18 months. I think we have some board shorts maybe samples I can show you. I'm gonna show you a vest for Rainier. I'm gonna show you the vests from Rainier, that sample, and then I'm gonna show you the pants that come out like, I wanna say like September. Let's go do that. This is what's going on. We have 3 guys fixing one steamer. Johnny doesn't surf. He's clearly watching a surf competition going on. But you know, let's just hang 10. Let's go upstairs. Here's some other versions. This stuff gets stacked away over here. These are earlier versions. I have another version of this jogger. This is V1. Like I said, a lot of these samples just end up walking off. This is a board short. Like there's like 3 other.
That was fun to shoot.
Yeah, so we shot this in the summertime, like in August.
At your lake place.
We shot these samples at the lake, yeah. I don't know where the rest of the samples went. Here's the 2 fabrics we're using. Like, it's like that simple. I'm just gonna fold this a little bit. But like, these are just like these are laying around so we know what shorts are coming out. These are a running short. These come out in like June. Yeah, so it's like all these little things. So like I said, so here's the jogger. So you like, this actually is the top to this that I'm wearing, but I'll show you kind of how we combine them. Probably let's do the pant first, and then I'll show you the vest. You know, it looks just like the other one for the most part. So we get in this style, I'm wearing it, I love it, it's great. And then, but you can see it's very kind of athletic. And then here's just another style, just a pant. Just a polyester dressed pant. Very kind of Lululemon-esque. Obviously, if you know the ABC pant from them, this is very similar. And I thought, like, oh, that's a great, safe route to go for our first pant. But we end up combining both. So we actually have jogger top. So we have the jogger top, but then you can see just a hemmed kind of chino pant bottom. And then we hit, so not every sample we had has this little hip behind the knee. So when you wear it, you have this little subtle branding on the inside. Like this sample doesn't have that branding because I wanted to see like, oh, maybe the pant wears weird if that's like that. So we had to have some samples without that. Oh, here's another cool thing we did with this pant specifically, which I think is kind of some cool tech. So the lace, you can kind of see maybe it's like kind of wavy. This has a little bit of wave to it. And that is because like I don't want your pants to come undone when you tie it, obviously. But here's another cool thing.
Like a little abrasiveness kind of thing?
See, it just has a slight wave to it. And like I had a pair of shorts, had a pair of shoes, something had a wavy lace. So I'm like, hey, can we do this? And I knew it was meant that it helps keep it locked. But here's a cool piece. So like the joggers, so you can see it, they're run through the front here. Depending on your shirt, like you might not want that string there stick, and just the way they're created. So it took a little back and forth through the factory, but yeah, there you go, boom. So now they're on the inside and you have a super slim, you would never know. That's that pant right there. And this is 97% cotton, so it's kind of like denim, 3% spandex, so it's like stretchy. So honestly, it's kind of like Lululemon meets Carhartt in a pant, and it's also very casual and comfortable. We're doing this full stitch here, so we did great. Nope. Not all nylon, not all polyester, not all cotton is equal. So you can see here, you can see them all laid out. They're similar but different because the small details really matter. Like this, we didn't call out like this light brown of a zipper. Like that's weird. We called out corduroy on the top of each one. This factory didn't even do corduroy. It's just still nylon. This factory ran the corduroy vertical instead of horizontal. And then this we did approve. This corduroy, it's really interesting. It's all, and that was just their choice. I was like, oh, that looks great. But it's all kind of different angles and stuff. This is what we called out. Like this looped like that. And like this company split it for some reason. Like we don't want this split. We called out the exact length. And these guys just kind of like did their own thing, and that's not what we want. This is a much better quality. You know, the buttons are about equal, the weight is about equal. This one you can tell, definitely more waterproof. You can just feel this one like would soak up water. So like, all right, we'll go with this one here. I mean, that was like a whirlwind rundown of a lot of sample stuff. That's like just what we have going on right now at this moment today here at the office. This is non-stop every season. And that's where like all the little details matter. How much R&D goes into every product. I really hope people see this. They really appreciate that. It's like we're just picking something out of a catalog and putting our logo on it. So that is a rundown, kind of A to Z, from tech pack to creation to market, which that's only the step you're really not seeing is it out in the market. But well, I guess the Olympus bag, you've kind of seen that. That's out in the market now. But yeah, it's a lot of work. We test the crap out of all these to make sure it's the best product for our customers. So that's it, man. That is a rundown of tech pack, samples, creation. You know, maybe we didn't show the sketches. It's there, man. We condensed it. This is a lot. So there you have it. Tech pack sampling 101.